What's up, everybody? Tom Pelissero here at Target Field shortly after the Chicago White Sox beat the Twins 8-7 in the first of a rather critical four-game set post-All-Star break. Without sounding the alarms here, without making too much of one of 162 games, tonight's game raised some of the same questions that we were looking at going into the All-Star break. Again, it's more of a, you might want to call it an omen than anything. But you have to look at it and say Kevin Slowey continued the trend that the Twins starters have been going through really over this entire 20-game stretch in which they're 6-14. Slowey goes 3 innings, allows 5 runs. The 5th time in his last 6 starts, he's allowed at least 5 runs. That's a brutal stretch, and really the Twins now are in the untenable position of having 2 starters in Kevin Slowey and Nick Blackburn, who both are in some sort of death race to try to get back to Class AAA Rochester, and the Twins really don't have any in-house options to replace them. They recalled Jeff Manship tonight to take Justin Morneau's spot on the 25-man roster, which is an issue unto itself, not having Morneau for the next week plus. But just looking at the rotation, Francisco Liriano and Scott Baker have not pitched particularly well over this past 3.5 weeks either. The Twins have to get that straightened out. They don't have Brian Dunsteen tonight because he's sick. They put Alex Burnett out there. Burnett has struggled as badly as anybody on staff really over the past month here. His last 11 appearances, ERA now over 10. Got out of one jam in the 4th inning, melted down in the 5th, took a bad balk. Multiple issues that are facing the Twins right now with the pitching staff. And really, I get the sense, just talking with Ron Gardner, that he seems like he's getting frustrated that even though there are some potential replacements down in Rochester, he's not getting the guys that he thinks he's going to in terms of Anthony Slama, Kyle Waldrop. And also the Twins continue, as far as what I'm hearing, to be active in looking into the trade market. I think the guy to watch is Ted Lilly from the Chicago Cubs. If they do add a starter, there definitely are concerns about Lilly and his 86-mile-an-hour fastball being a fly ball pitcher, pitching in the American League. But in terms of a guy who's going to be a value, a veteran, somebody who might be a stabilizing influence on the staff, I think Lilly's the guy to watch. And also the Twins' offense really over the next, I think it's about 9-10 days, the Morneau will be on the disabled list. You're going to be seeing a lot of Michael Kadire at first base. It's going to be an adventure just like it was at third base. Kadire laid 1 ball tonight, turned it into a single into right field. It's still not going to be the cleanest defensive performance, but other than that, you look around the rest of the infield. Nick Punto had a good night both in the field and at the plate. You have Hardy and Hudson. You've got a lot of the pieces back together. Theoretically, the Twins' offense is going to be able to come together in the second half, but without Morneau off the bat, you're suddenly moving up Kadire into the cleanup spot. You've got Tomey and Kubel in there, taking a rather slow lineup that you're putting together onto the baseball field. There's a lot of concerns. We're going to have to see how this plays out. Certainly, splitting or losing the series to the White Sox wouldn't be the death knell for the Twins, but just remember this number. If the White Sox, and this is a big if, are able to put together a sweep, the Twins could find themselves back 7.5 games by the time Chicago leaves town on Sunday. We'll be back here all weekend. I'm Tom Pelissero. See you.